Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, the Mysterious Cameraman, and today I am going to be talking about Mudblood Part 1. To me, it's not really Part 1 of 3. It is Episode 1 of 3. And even though I haven't seen the other two yet, I kind of can feel like that's the way it's panning out. Compared to some of the other Harry Potter fan films that I've seen, including Sisters of House of Black, I saw Sisters of House of Black the day it came out. I did not know this existed for a while, and it's kind of sad because it came out before, but it's good. Like, it's a good fan film. I'm not going to say anything really bad about it because it is a genuinely good fan film. It's that it has a nice story of introducing these characters that will go into future films. I think it's very cool to have the idea of Mudblood as a Death Eater, because that ain't a thing. To see that actually pan out into a film is probably like the biggest, they actually did that. Because I didn't think they were going to go that far. I thought they were going to be like, okay, well, this is Mudblood and they want them dead. And then at the end when it's revealed the Helga Hufflepuff Cup, that is really the biggest, then that's a big thing. And it sets up a sequel because Voldemort wants his Horcrux back from a Death Eater who's also a Mudblood. And the sisters must have happened with her, and I'm really excited to figure that out in this next two episodes. And it's a cool film because it introduces those R characters and stuff, because it introduces the main character, then some side characters, it introduces the R with this, stalker character who's, capturing that, and introduces his sister in this really cool opening fight scene. And, there's this, stalker guy who, isn't a bad character, but, it introduces that R really well. But then next thing is that main character, which is really cool. Because I think it's really cool how it introduces all of these characters, and you don't know how they're connected until the very end of the film. And even when it's the end, then it's kind of like an episode where you meet all of the characters in your films, and they come all to this climax, they all fight, and then at that point it's revealed this is the story. And in the next two films, deal with that story as you already know your characters, you already know the plot, and you're just figuring out what the hell's going on from here. And that's something that's really cool, because this episode really introduces characters really well. And you can tell it is playing it safe, because the editing is done well, but they could definitely do way more. And you can tell they are just playing it a bit safe for this, one film. But I don't disagree that it's not bad. But, you can tell it's playing it really safe. And the next film, I watched a trailer for it before this. It looks way more out there. And that's what I'm really excited to talk about, because these are coming out in, a strand of 3 films. And it's going to be really cool to see that huge little build-up into this climax. Because it really is such a huge thing, because these characters are, we see them all now. We have Mudblood, who I forgot their name. We have the R, we have that guy, we have the sisters. It's all these characters who are now coming together. Voldemort and Bellatrix are even in this, I think. So it's cool to see a fan film that really has a series. Because Sisters of House Black is really one fan film, but it tells the whole story. And the thing with this is that's very different, is that it's a Harry Potter fan film introducing new characters, which isn't a fan film we see often. Because, Darth Maul Apprentice, that's an existing character. Voldemort Engineer, existing character. Sisters of House Black, existing character. Gambit King of Thieves, existing character. Gambit Play for Keeps, existing character. Sleepwalker, existing character. Space Battles is, one that takes Star Wars fan film, fine. This has mentions of other characters. This feels kind of like Space Battles now that I say it, because it's a series. The episodes are obviously longer. There's less episodes. But, they all pan into this one whole big story plot. And it's a cool way to think about it, because you never really say, I think that this is, a Star Wars fan film, but, it has mentions of other characters, but, it forms together into this new characters, new plot, yet with mentions of these older characters in the Harry Potter franchise. And to see that in this fan film with new characters is very different because so many fan films use existing characters to tell their story. But to see a fan film that really uses new characters with older plot lines is something you don't see so often, and it's not always good, but it's always like refreshing. It's like different. And sometimes different's good and sometimes it isn't. But like in my opinion, in this case, this is a good change. Like it's done well. And there are some times that it isn't done well. There are times that fan films do not use their like weird characters well. This is a fan film, I would say, does use their new characters well. And that is something you do not like see often because usually as I said, like it is very rare to see a fan film with existing characters done well. And this has existing characters that are done well. So it's very weird to feel this whole different vibe of a fan film, really. And I personally enjoy it. And it's very different because you can't really hold it to other standards because it doesn't really have existing characters. But, like, it's very cool to see a whole different cast of things because, like, it's just interesting because you don't really, to see, like, old things. It's, like, especially in Sisters of House Black, like, when you saw, Bellatrix, that's, like, a really cool version of Bellatrix. I'm like, this could be really young Bellatrix. If they want to make a young Bellatrix film, cast this girl. But, like, in a different film, that's not really what I'd say to do. Because, like, you don't have anything to base this off of, so it's like, it feels it has its own identity. Because that Bellatrix character, as good as it is, it's still Bellatrix, and Bologna Carter is Bellatrix. And, like, I know it sounds mean, not Kelsey Ellison is in Sisters of Black, but, like, it's different because this Mudblood character is really this Mudblood character. There's no one really looking up to besides really Hermione Granger, which is a very weird thing because I kind of thought it was Hermione Granger at first, and that was weird because I thought this was about Hermione Granger. No. And then, like, the sisters, that's, like, there's no really other sisters. These are the sisters. There's no one to base it off of, so, like, it's just very different, but I don't know if it makes it better or worse than other fan films. It's just very different, but it's still really good. Besides that, the editing, it's fine. It's done interesting because it's shot very differently than other fan films, and the editing is weird. But besides, it's weird in a good way, because it's not like holding the Fiori Incantatem. It's like throwing spells back and forth, and you don't see that often, but, like, it's interesting. Besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. The acting in this is great, directing great, music fine, I guess. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one for part 2 coming day or two. I haven't filmed it yet, but, like, this is being filmed over a month before it's releasing, so coming out soon. See you guys next time.